Hello everybody. Welcome in. Hopefully everybody's having a good evening. Welcome to the Dr. Phil Show. We'll be getting started pretty soon tonight. I'm running just a little bit behind schedule. Thank you for your patience. Just give me one moment here while I get some things set up. Tonight we're actually going to be talking about feeder porn hiding in plain sight on YouTube. Interesting subject, something that we've talked about a few times because Foodie's often doing it. And somebody who I don't really talk about too often, HFC. And I've actually got a documentary about HFC produced by another channel called Paradise Pearl. And this video is very interesting to me. And I really think everybody should at least have a look at some of it. We're going to react to that tonight. We're also going to be covering some of the new glitter and lasers subjects, as well as some new Foodie. Foodie did a 12-hour live stream today. Is that true? Okay, so let me get this music off. Let me start saying hi to everybody. Welcome in, Duddy. Good to see you. Alizu, welcome in. Evening, Gutter Dorlands. If I was a hot dog and I was starving, would I ate myself? I'd stay out of people's buns. That's what I'd do. A very important question. Carrie, what's asked? All right. Late, in jail, maybe. Anything can be prawn if you want it to be, I suppose. Oh, you watch Paradise Pearl? Excellent channel. I put a link to her video in my channel description, or my video description for tonight. Welcome in, Fallen Angel 69. Always good to see you. You watched Foodie's 12-hour stream. Was it good? How were all 12 hours? All right. First off, before we even get to any videos, just to catch up on glitter and lasers a little bit, here is a really interesting picture that I got the other day. It's only going to take a moment. Let's look at this picture real quick. Just take a moment to get it started before we get to the actual meat of tonight's show. So yeah, check this out. The before and after, I guess the before of all 4 of her surgeries. Oops. There we go. So yeah, let's take a look at these surgeries real quick. Number 1. I mean, the lighting is a little different in each picture, and they aren't exactly the same. There's no, way to measure, but the first picture, these legs look a lot smoother. Although I will say, I think that this picture was photoshopped because her whole body looks a lot smoother. This picture looks a little bit more realistic, but she doesn't look any smaller. This was after the legs were done. The third picture here, this looks just like a disaster. She looks like she's lost some weight and she has loose skin a little bit, but and then we get to here. It looks like whatever weight she had lost here, she gained it all back by here. I think here they'd sucked out some of the fat, and then by this one, she'd gained it back already. Thoughts? Anybody have any thoughts? My apologies if this is a little too much for you folks. But anyway, yeah, that's how we're starting off with a little bit of Anna. Okay, so anybody want to share any highlights of Foodie's 12-hour stream? If not, I'm actually going to start off with a clip of Foodie's recent mukbang, which I thought was pretty fun. I got a edit here from No, I don't think so. But yeah, that's yeah, agreed, Elizio, 100%. A complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. So yeah, is there feeder porn on YouTube? Is there feeder porn on YouTube? Well, let's start off with a little bit of Foodie, and let's see if what Foodie does can be considered feeder porn. I think it could be. Let me pull it up for you. We're going to watch a little bit of a Foodie edit. Because I watched some of Foodie's live stream, and it just, I don't know. Is Foodie's live stream even worth tuning in for? Well, maybe it is actually. It's got Salah playing piano. Let's listen a little bit. Crazy Frog! Yeah! Doo-doo. She raged and got mad at Sloth for trying to make her exercise. Look at that face of food. This is the face of a woman who is... This is the face of a woman who clearly is enjoying this music. Is he trying to torture us with Crazy Frog, or does he just really not know any other song? Interesting point by Fallen Angel. Yeah, she does do the feeder of porn off-site, but is she possibly doing some of her YouTube content as across the line? In the words of Paradise Pearl, she thinks so. And after watching the video, I'm gonna let you make the decision. Foodie is clearly hating this. Wouldn't you be if you had to listen to this music for this much time? That is torture. That is musical torture. I like to play some music. If I played one song all day, I'd break my own fingers. Please, hey, Salah, stop. Stop.
Super chat from No Sugar. Pretty girl, Foodie and Salah. I love you guys. You can argue and have rage sometimes, but I know you love yourself so much. I adore you even when you're talking only about haters. Kisses from Poland. Don't ignore us lovers. Thank you, No Sugar.
So much, No Sugar.
Appreciate you. Carolina, yeah.
Thank you, Ron.
What happened? What? Oh, yeah, Ron, thank you. Oh, and Ron, thank you, Ron. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lon Jefferson. Thank you, Storm. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so why did Foodie do a 12-hour stream? That's a better question. Why? Why would you do a 12-hour stream? Welcome in, Shelly. Interesting. See, I only know the surface of what of Candy's channel. I really don't watch it too often. Most of what I know is from Kidney J. So I did watch some of this documentary before this show. I previewed some of it to see if it would be a good topic for the show. So let's take a look at it. Let's see if it's good. Makes sense. Makes sense. She figured she does 12 hours. People will be grateful. Like, oh, thank you for doing a 12-hour stream, Foodie. You work so hard for us. We really appreciate it. Okay, so before we get started, the following video is from a channel called Paradise Pearl, a channel I am subscribed to, full disclosure. So I'm going to share a link. I generally like Paradise Pearl's videos. And I'm not going to show the entire video. I'm going to skip through a little bit of it because I want you to go watch it on her channel yourselves. But I want to also give a reaction to it because I don't really know that much about HFC. So I'm kind of learning about it and also just getting a chance to give my opinion as I learn. So let's give this a view. And Foodie also gets caught up, catches some shots as too, because Foodie also certainly does some mukbangs that kind of cross the line into the feeder bait territory. So let me finish welcoming you folks in. Shelly, welcome you. You saw this one already? All right. Well, I actually saw a little bit of it too, but I still think it's going to be interesting to watch it together. Hopefully we can share some opinions. Oh, wait, but I'm not sharing the video. Hold on. 1 second here. I'm not sharing the screen. Well, at least I caught myself. All right, there we go. So yes, this is Paradise Pearl's video. We're going to get... Oh, okay. Good point, Fallen Angel. This could be upsetting then to some people. I guess I'll do a trigger warning. I don't usually do those, but who knows what we're going to hear. So just on the safe side. It's maybe upsetting for some people. I did preview this, but I didn't watch every single minute of it because I wanted to kind of give a fresh response. So, yeah. All right. So a lot of you folks seem to have a lot of background on this already. So let's, with the background out of the way. Oh, and also thank you to all of the everybody watching tonight, all of the chatters, all the viewers, all of the lurkers. Anybody watching the replay, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. So now let's start it off here, and yeah, let's hear what Paradise Pearl has to say, and then I'm going to give my opinions.
Oh. Oh. My taste buds are climaxing right now.
Okay, so
I promise you.
So there's going to be a lot of this as the video goes on. I'm going to skip through some of it because I just don't want to see all of this. It makes me uncomfortable. But we are going to watch some of it because we got to see what there is to see, right? This is the content available on YouTube. At least I believe this is. This is not restricted content. And this is, and let me add also, this is very similar to what Foodie does. Very similar. I'm not going to call out one person and ignore another. I think this is kind of nasty. I think this probably should be restricted in some way. But let's let it go on a little further before I make my opinion. But if I think anybody should be restricted, everybody should. I don't think only one person should get in trouble for doing, sexual content on YouTube.
Oh, I love chicken.
Welcome in, Jamie. Good to see you. No problem, Jamie. I was a little late myself. Welcome in, Oranges. Good to see you
again. I want to
again.
make clear that I do not discriminate against anyone who is a sex worker or who has done.
We're watching
this video.
Let me give an introduction to a few people who just came in. We're watching here a short documentary from the channel Paradise Pearl. I already put the link in the chat, talking about HFC and also Foodie and how they're doing feeder content on YouTube. And Paradise Pearl makes the argument that some of this content crosses the line and should be age restricted. So we're going to watch this video, at least much of it, and decide for ourselves if we think maybe it should be age restricted, maybe it shouldn't be. Let's watch a little and decide.
Is about people like Candy.
I'm gonna give my early opinion is I think it probably should be age restricted. Probably should be. I mean, I'm not going to give my final opinion until I see let's see more of this video, but just the preliminary look. Yeah, I don't like the idea of somebody looking up a mukbang and finding this sexualized content.
And Chantal, who have found ways to circumvent YouTube terms of service to post.
Can everybody hear Pearl's voiceover? Is it a little too quiet?
Under the guise of a mukbang. Let's get into it. We begin on December 5th. 2010, where Candy made the following post on her blog. This is a blog about a hungry fat chick who's fed up with being told to count calories and watch what she eats. She's tired of being told that she has to lose weight to fit into society. Society needs to fit her.
All right. Well, the interest of I don't want to just show all of her documentary. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit, but we can see here the picture here. It's showing food. It's basically an introduction to HFC. This is from 2010. This is an old blog she had, basically describing her interest in feederism. So let's fast forward just a little bit.
Video on YouTube, which was flagged for being inappropriate.
So this is her first video that she put in, and I'm fast forwarding a little bit because I want people to go watch Pearl's video themselves. So I don't want to just watch the entire video here. So this is HFC's first video. Pearl shows this. We're gonna watch this. HFC visits a Sonic drive-in 14 years ago. Apparently, this has been age restricted. So let's watch some.
Because it was straight up feeder content. You can hear the heavy, creepy breathing of the man filming her, who I believe to be Hungry Hippie. More on him later. Let's continue reading Candy's blog. Candy says, this blog isn't about healthy food choices or about following any kind of diet regimen. This blog is about a hungry fat chick who is a total foodie and who refuses to be denied the right to exist and to enjoy every little morsel of her favorite foods again and again. This blog is destined to be a study in pure, unadulterated gluttony.
Yeah, I mean, if this is what people want to get into sexually, I think she has a right to produce sexual content. But I think we're mostly the same on the same page here. That it's not that she should not be allowed to make sexual content. It's that she should probably not be posting it. Probably, I don't think she. I'm going to go out make a strong statement here. I don't think this should be on YouTube available for people of all ages. I think there should be a clear restriction on it. It should be marked as sexual content, even if it is not X-rated, but it is still sexual.
Candy posts a link to her YouTube video and ends the blog by saying this hungry fat chick will eat anything and everything. She's located in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. And if you know of any local eating spots or local delicacies that this hungry fatty should try out, be sure and leave.
All right, so I'm going to fast forward just a little bit more. So Pearl here, and I encourage everybody to go watch Pearl's video in its entirety. The beginning here is just kind of discussing Candy's blog, talking about all the various things she ate and how she would produce content around this food. And this basically was when she was producing feeder porn, I could say it, feeder pornography directly. This blog, as far as I understand, was essentially advertising the pornography she was making, which again is legal. It's her right. But Paradise Pearl's argument, and I think she makes it in a moment, is that this content was kind of partially censored and then put on
The event
YouTube.
was the chili cheese tater tots. I'd never tried those. Let's watch her first video. And please be mindful that this is not for children and it will make you uncomfortable.
Hey y'all.
So this is a video that was on YouTube, and we're going to get an idea of the content that HFC was doing back when she first got on YouTube. And this was not age restricted when it was first published. So
I'm here at Sonic. I'm about to get me a foot-long quarter-pound coney with some chili cheese tots and a blue coconut slushie. I might even get something else. I'm not sure yet.
The cameraman, who clearly knows what he's doing and what Candy's community enjoy watching, makes sure to point the camera right at her stomach. Remember, at this point, Candy was posting feeder content to her channel and had not started mukbangs yet.
Lord, look how much I feel this.
So Paradise Pearl makes the point that back when this video was posted to YouTube, she was still doing the feeder porn and was pretty much just using YouTube as a way to advertise her porn, which is something that YouTube technically does not allow. You're not allowed to link adult content from your channel or from your videos. You're not allowed to advertise adult content. So she kind of found a loophole to get around that. Now, I'm not going to say that YouTube's terms of service are holy and must be honored, to the letter, to the spirit of the law. They're so important. But it's pretty clear that she's trying to drive traffic to her adult content by posting these videos directly onto YouTube.
Speed it up. Nope, I'm staring at the
So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit.
Menu over here. The chili cheese tots first. I'm just going to take a taste now.
Because I don't want to just watch the videos of her eating.
She has the tools available to her to restrict her videos so that children do not accidentally stumble on it. I don't care if people think she's a nice person. This behavior is unacceptable. The next video posted by Candy has to be the worst and...
Yeah, so Paradise Pearl here is making the point that the video content should be restricted. And I think that most of us, even though we may have different opinions on the... I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. We may have different opinions. Well, I'll just say we have different opinions on Candy's career choice. We may have different opinions on that. But I think we can agree that this content should very clearly be age restricted. I don't like the way that anybody can find this if they search for mukbangs. I think mukbangs don't have to be sexual, but this is very much sexualized.
Most graphic of them all. She also posted about it on her blog.
And Foodie as well. Foodie as well. Not just HFC. Foodie also does this. I think Glitter and Lasers, some of her fashion hauls were questionable as far as like how much, you know, she's like showing a lot of skin. Like she's like wearing like, practically a thong. Well, not a thong, but she's wearing like really skimpy swimsuits sometimes. I mean, it just feels like they're pushing the boundaries of good taste at the very least.
This picture. If you visit her website on the Wayback Machine, you can see to the left and right of her blog extremely graphic pornographic screenshots from her fetish site.
I don't know.
Again,
I heard that.
This isn't
that's a rumor, apparently. I don't know who started that rumor, but allegedly some people say that Paradise Pearl and Gorlick are the same person. I don't know how that rumor got started. I don't know where that came from, but apparently that's something that
disparagement
people
of
said.
sex work. I am pointing out Candy's irresponsibility in providing a link to this website on her YouTube channel.
I think that's a good point, Shelley. I'm not going to say as far as that they should be always, well, see, I'm against censorship in general, but I do think you can make a good argument for banning them.
Long time.
That's a good point, Fallen Angel. That's actually a very good point. And I think that that's a very fair critique. I think that the same points she criticizes about HFC, she can make about a lot of other people. And I hope that she does. I hope that she doesn't, you know, because I agree with her about this, but HFC is not the only one doing this, you know. So I think it would be good to point out some other folks as well. But I don't think she's saying anything here that I disagree with on principle, at least.
How the burger looks. It looks delicious. And this is what's in it up here.
So let's fast forward just a little bit.
Thomas was also featured.
It's about the Hungry Hippie. She's going to talk about Hungry Hippie. And part of why I'm fast forwarding is I want people to go watch the video in its original form. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, Rosie. Rosie's another one who does the feeder bait. She's been off the internet for a while, though. In respect to Rosie, she said she was going to go off the internet, and she's been off. So respect. I'm not going to say anything else because she is chosen to stay off the net, so I'm not going to mention her. Just leave it at that.
In a number of Candy's mukbang videos before suffering a stroke in 2018. In 2016, Candy returned with a new blog announcing that she was going to be doing something new. She was going to start doing mukbang videos.
You know what, Lisa? I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that because I would rather, if YouTube is going to decide to censor content at random, then I would rather they at least censored content with some kind of a consistent policy. If they're going to decide, this content is inappropriate and that content's inappropriate, well, then age restrict all of the inappropriate content. Unfortunately, I feel like that's where we are. I would much prefer it if people could decide for themselves what to watch, but YouTube's already censoring a lot of content, so I think that ship's already sailed.
On her YouTube channel. Let's read this announcement. Here we go again, starting something new.
Oh, wow, Nutty. That's a great point.
I recently discovered something called mukbang.
That's a great point. And actually, a couple weeks ago, I covered that. There was that 16-year-old girl. Remember that one? I forgot her name. That 16-year-old girl whose older sister had the channel and whose mother was encouraging her to mukbang. It was the family. I don't remember the name of the family, but they were doing that. They had that TikTok channel, and it was absolutely disgusting because they were sexualizing it. Now, that's another one that needs to be banned. That's even worse because that's a child. Well, not a child, but it's a teenager. You know what I mean? It's a minor. So that's absolutely worse than what's going on here. So, I mean, yeah, there's levels to it. I'm not saying HFC is the worst offender.
It's nothing really new to me as it's something I've been doing all along. Eating shows. I've just been doing it for a fetish clip store rather than for a YouTube audience. Well, now I feel like I can manage to do both. I'll be doing mukbang regularly on my Hungry Fat Chic channel on YouTube, and I will hopefully be able to take it to new heights, eating my way through many conversations with my friends online about this and that. I will enjoy pizza, fried chicken, cheeseburgers, you name it. I hope you all join me in my mukbang eating shows and leave lots of comments and subscribe, and share me all over. I'll do my best to entertain.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward just a little bit over to, I think... Not this one. Where's the one toward the end? This one here, I think, is the one that's really nasty in particular.
Until people started calling her out. Let's take a quick look at what she posted that caused people to ask her to stop. I want to remind y'all that Candy's plan and intention was to continue doing feeder content, but wrap it up under mukbangs. So clearly people who just watch mukbangs didn't like the extra sexual things Candy was adding to her content.
And I should point something out, that speaking of sexualizing content, Skinny Queen mentioned this, and she was horrified to find this out. She was doing some mukbangs herself, totally just innocent mukbangs, having some fun. And she said that weird, creepy guys, I'm assuming they were guys at least, but creepy, weird people started contacting her, asking her to like sexualize the videos. And she's like, what the hell? You know, what's going on with you people? And she quit doing it because she didn't want to be associated with such weirdos. But it's like a gateway drug kind of thing. It's not the mukbang stuff. It doesn't have to be bad, but it almost always ends up that way. Like it just never really works out well, right? It's like people saying, "Oh, well, go-go dancing." You know, it doesn't have to end up in, as stripping. Well, it always does, right? Skinny Queen's got a lot going on. I know that. I talked to her here and there. I haven't spoken to her for a little bit, but she's got a lot going on. But yeah, she says hi a couple of times I talked to her. But yes, YouTube needs an overhaul. Darn right. Darn right they should. All right. So we're going to let this play a little bit more, and then we're going to cover the part about Foodie, and then we're going to get to glitter and lasers,
Hi,
and then we're going to start cutting it back around.
Today I'm having me a private pizza party mukbang eating show, and you guys are invited. I've got my pizza from Papa John's.
So just the way that the video is like it's clearly meant to be feeder content, just censored so that it's able to be put on YouTube. And I think we've kind of made that point. I think everybody here gets it. You folks are pretty smart, at least I think you are, right? But I think everybody here seems to get it. So we don't need to belabor the point. So let's go over toward the end here, and let's see how Foodie is also just as guilty of doing this stuff too.
Feeder porn under the guise of mukbang. Let's take a look at one of her most egregious videos.
So
Let me post the link to the video
I have some mac and cheese, hot peppers, and some honey, hot honey tenders I made in the air fryer with ranch drizzled on top, and to drink a zero sugar.
Welcome to Fiona his mom. Good to see you.
Notice how Chantal is using that same.
Well, I think that's a fair point, Elise. I'll just say that I think that it's really hard to monitor what kids are doing on the internet, and I do agree it's a parent's responsibility, but the platforms need to take a little bit of responsibility. Or if they're going to restrict the content creators, then they need to restrict what the viewers can see as well. If they're going to restrict what we can post, then they need to restrict what people can see. It's not right to be so arbitrary about it. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I get your point. I think it's a fair point, but I don't think there is a clear good answer. So I guess I'm just saying I'd like to have more consistency, regardless of how that would actually look in reality. I think we can all agree on that. We'd like it to be more consistent. Oh, I get what you're saying, Shelly, and I'm not saying that I'm not trying to clutch pearls and say, oh my God, she's making porn. I mean, even though it's certainly nothing I would want to watch, I'm not horrified that it exists, and I don't think that it has to be stopped or anything like that. But I don't think she should be advertising it on YouTube, not when mukbang is something that can be seen as a non-sexual thing by some people. Some people have a very innocent view of it. I just think that it needs to be clearly marked and restricted appropriately. But as long as it's clearly marked and restricted, I wouldn't have a big deal with it. I just think that I think that HFC and Foodie and a lot of these mukbangers are intentionally trying to use the mukbang as a loophole because they know that if they made feeder content openly, they would get kicked off. I guess that's my point. In conclusion, my point is this. I don't have a problem with people making the feeder content. I have a problem with them labeling it as mukbang. Label it as feeder content and put it on the porn website. Get it off of YouTube. That's what I'm saying, I guess. Hopefully I made that made that clear. That's my point. If they want to make feeder content, put it on the porn website, get it off of YouTube. That's my stance on that. Okay, so let's watch what Pearl has to say about Foodie to close it out, and then we will move on to a different topic.
Childlike voice that Candy used to put on when making her fetish videos.
Sounds like porn. I'm sorry.
Bite for you. Bite for you guys.
This is a message to a specific person, the person who has paid her to make this video.
I agree.
Then she
Welcome to
acknowledges
Capricorn.
everyone else.
Good to see you.
Remember, these videos are for two types of audiences, the feeder and everyone else who are probably clueless that they are being duped into watching feeder porn.
That's a fair point, too. I think a lot of Foodie's beezers are so clueless, they don't realize that when she was doing that whole, hey, sponsor a meal, I mean, it was pretty clearly that creepy anime sucks guy, or maybe some other one, or some sock puppet of his, but it was very clearly some creepy feeder guy who was just getting her to eat this nasty, disgusting stuff. And she was like, oh, I'm just eating it because, for my viewers, because they like to see me eat. Playing that fake innocent stuff. Yep. I agree, Shelly. Oh, welcome in, Tucker and Friends. I think I missed you coming in there. And welcome into anybody I missed coming in. Welcome into all of the lurkers, all of the chatters, and anybody watching that replay. You're all very much appreciated. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think if you're watching the replay. Do you think that that mukbangs should be off YouTube basically entirely, or they should be heavily restricted? Do you think the situation is okay the way it is now? Do you have any changes you would suggest? I'm open to hearing about it. I think YouTube needs to do something. So what do you think they should do?
Here we have all the elements for feeder porn. The sexualization of food, the orgasmic noises, and the messy eating. At this point, I think Sean...
And this is something very interesting because I didn't know about this when I first started covering the girl world stuff about 2 years now. It's been a while since I first really got started watching this regularly. And I didn't know about feederism back then. I knew there were guys who were into like really, really heavy women, but I didn't know about the whole feeder thing where they had like this weird twisted thing where they wanted them to eat themselves to death, and the food itself was sexualized, and just all this stuff is this whole like this. And I don't want to be disgusting, so I'll just leave it at that. But man, learning about that was eye-opening in a bad way.
Chantal is a veteran at making feeder porn, and she has copied a lot of Candy's mannerisms.
Not a fan of Hardee's there, Nutty.
I wonder who else licks their fingers like
oranges.
that when making feeder content.
Thank you, oranges. That's what that's such an excellent point there. And that's kind of the loophole that's going on here. That the content that is not allowed on YouTube according to the terms of service is being advertised on YouTube. So it's a loophole. Well, I mean, I don't feel that bad for him. I feel a little
Here
bad.
is Chantal eating the chicken tenders normally.
She can't. She needs them. Well, welcome in, Lady Nighthawk. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. I don't know how she could just leave it on there for.
There's no over exaggeration.
Oh, do a poll?
There's no sexualization of the food because in that.
I meant more like to leave a comment because it's more just like you folks already gave your opinion on it. Just if anybody's watching the replay, your folks, give me your opinion on how you think YouTube can improve the situation. It's kind of an open-ended question, so it's not really the best for a poll.
That moment, she probably forgot about the feeder paying, and she was just enjoying the chicken.
Yummy.
Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I used to watch Jerry Springer a lot. And I don't remember like feederism too much because I I used to watch it a lot, but to be fair, I kind of stopped watching it before it got really, really crazy. Like I used to watch it a lot back when there was a lot of like fighting and stuff. And then when it became less about the fighting and more about like the shock, like just like the craziness, like you know, my girlfriend is actually a dwarf in a chicken suit, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like that's when it got too crazy for me. And this is just beyond disgusting. Like this is so disgusting. Like as much as you know, I dogged on HFC in the beginning of the video. This is easily as bad or disgusting. I mean, Foodie is not as bad maybe with the noises, but I mean the leaving the sauce on the face and just the whole mannerisms and the eyes and the faces. It's just it's she's just not as good an actress. I think that's what it is. I think Foodie is not as good an actress as HFC, and that's the only reason why she doesn't emote more.
God, that's disgusting.
I'm grateful for you didn't either, Fallen Angel. I mean, I'm glad that when I was younger, we didn't have all these cameras and stuff, because God knows what kind of stupidity I would have recorded myself doing. I probably would have recorded myself, I don't even know, doing something stupid. I know that.
These women have been making money
Something
on
I'd regret.
YouTube platforming what is, in my opinion, a dangerous fetish to unknowing viewers and also minors under the guise of mukbang. Anything that someone uses for their own pleasure that requires someone else to die for it, whether instantaneously or gradually, is
I agree
despicable.
with that.
YouTube should be restricting these videos to adult viewers only, but I doubt YouTube will act or make changes. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Jerry
a huge thing
and Maury basically inspired this show. This show would not exist if it weren't for Jerry, Maury, Sally Jesse, Jenny Jones, Ricky Lake, Montel. Who else? Rolanda, remember her? Like all those people. George Perez, Jeremy Kyle, he was here for like, I watched all, like so many of those. I love those shows. Like I watched all of them. And that's the reason this show exists. So love him or hate him, that's I am the direct descendant of that legacy, as bad as it was. As good as it was. He had feeder size. See, I don't really remember that too much. I just remember a lot of the paternity tests. I remember the fighting. I remember back when the fighting was like when the fighting looked really real. Back like the fighting used to look very real. It looked more and more staged as time went on, but it used to look very real in the beginning. And then they got in trouble after that. There was that murder on the Jenny Jones show, and then they all cracked down on the reality TV shows at the time. The talk shows. Okay, so let me put the bumper on. Let's switch it up. Let's clear the palette a little bit with a hilarious Kate Winslet video, which is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And it's a short one too. So let me put on the bumper real quick. Corn on my YouTube. Sally, Jesse, Jenny, yeah, you folks know that. You know that morning crew. It was good. It was good. I had a lot of fun watching that stuff. All right, let's see, get the video maximized. And you folks are going to love this one, because I know you folks love Kate Winslet. Who doesn't love Kate Winslet? She's got like the funniest channel. All right. Kate kicking butt as always.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been figuring some stuff out.
That's profound. That's profound when you think about that for a moment. That normally, like a porn actor or actress, a porn performer, let's say it like that, will typically have to be compensated to do the performance. They're not going to do it for free, even if they enjoy it. They still, you don't give it away, because if you give it away, you're not going to get paid Foodie is basically giving it away and asking people to like pay if they can. That's pretty desperate. Like, think about that. That would be the equivalent of somebody like trying to do pornography and then hoping they get paid after they film the scene, right? Like, that's what that would be. That would be like somebody showing up, recording a pornographic scene, and then be like, "Hey, if you got any money, I'll take some money if you got any." That's pathetic. That's really pathetic. The makeovers were fun. The lie detector test determined. So if you notice, Kate here is really cracking on the fact that Anna's crying in like 10 different videos here with no tears coming out. It is dry. It is as dry as Amberlin's chicken salad. Poor woman. I feel her. She feels your pain, folks. I feel her pain. I feel that pain so much. It feels like a paper cut that somebody else has. Buckets of tears. Can you spare the tears, Anna? And the way the basketball court noises are great. Really, not at all, Shelly. I don't know if you were there in the beginning when I put up the picture. I'll put that up again in a minute. It's it's just an absolute waste of time, and how much pain and discomfort did she put herself through? Hey, look, dog, good to see you again. Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, agreed, Elizu. Foodie is like Foodie's like a sex addict who says that they're a porn star because they turn on a camera. She doesn't look any smaller. She doesn't look any healthier. She doesn't look any better in any way. And she could have easily gotten weight loss surgery. She could have gotten meaningful plastic surgery. Like, she could have got the back cleavage tightened up. She could have got a chemical peel on her skin. She could have gotten so many things that would have actually made her look better.
Okay.
She's known for her authenticity, folks. And her vulnerability. This is real emotion. This is not, somebody who just puts on for the camera. This is somebody who clearly is just pouring their life out and just hoping that we don't judge them too harshly. That's all she asks, that we just don't judge her too harshly. That we be fair.
Everyone kind of telling me that, I'm just like the worst, to be entirely candid. We don't know for sure.
I'll agree with that.
Seems like I'm the worst. Like, yeah, you're kind of right. But I need to say that because I think it's really important for people to hear. To be really honest. I actually really love cucumbers. And that is just so sad.
Agreed.
Fart in my face. Honestly, terrible.
Could have bought Foodie. She could have done Foodie a favor. She could have done charity work.
Well, I don't have another word for it. I will always have a cucumber in my fridge.
Agreed. This woman cried over a bagel. She cried over getting the wrong bagel. She cried over somebody telling her, good job getting out there. What else did she cry over? She cried over somebody telling her like her clothes fit or something. Like everything you tell her, she gets upset. Yeah, she really did cry over a bagel. And then she cried because people were, quote, mean to her about it. Yeah, it set her off for like literally, yeah, days. Yeah, exactly. And then she did a video where she ate a half dozen bagels and a tub of cream cheese to stick it to the haters. And what's great is all these clips are none of these clips are reused. This is 6 minutes of different clips, and the amount of fake crying is impressive. I mean, this is like an audition reel for the world's worst play. Anna had like an up and down. She started smaller, she got bigger, then she lost, I want to say like 60 pounds. She claimed 100. I don't believe 100. She was using Wegovy, I think she said. She was using weight loss drugs, and she claimed that it was all from using her fitness app, but then she later admitted it was all from weight loss drugs, or she claims that, well, it was from both. The point is, she just lies so darn much. And we're actually going to have a video after this where she confesses to some of those lies.
Horrible. I'm actually just like really proud of myself. And it's so dumb. I have lost quite a bit of weight.
Welcome in, Nirvana. Good to see you.
I also have lipedema, so like, bam, ice cream and alcohol.
Okay, I'm gonna say I you know me, I'm biased. I think Glitter actually looks okay in this picture here. This is about as good as she's ever looked. I don't know if it's the lighting.
I also have lipedema,
or I don't know if it's I think it's the lighting is just really good, because this is as good as maybe she got her hair done. That, you know, maybe I think that's what it is. Her hair looks healthier, and the lighting, because this is as good as she's ever looked.
Bam, ice cream and
she was also a little smaller there too.
alcohol. Like, I don't even know at this point what I can fix and what I can't.
Yeah, she was definitely smaller
than food. John, just cut the video. I don't have anything else to say. I'm all about how bad it was.
Yes, Shelly. I actually did a video on that myself. I want to say I actually did 2 videos on that. I did one like well over a year ago when she first did the fitness app thing, and I went over her exercises, and Chikara, I am in 100% agreement with her. In the video, Glitter says, oh, well, I'm out of shape because I haven't worked out for a couple weeks. Okay, but if you'd been working out for at that point, I think she claimed 6 months straight, 3 times a week, how come it looks like it's your first time ever doing any of that stuff? I mean, she could not complete a single set of any exercise. She was completely out of breath 1 set into her 9-set workout. It was pathetic.
I had an oat bagel.
So yeah, Chikara was dead on with that.
Guys, I'm gonna end up this video. I am crying in a hotel room in Finland. That's not where I expected to be today, but it's where we are. Okay. I need to go cry.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, that's one of those things where I don't know if I could really say for sure. I don't really know any of these folks well enough, but that's certainly a possibility. I think it's an interesting theory.
Right now. The boss.
Yeah, okay, yeah, she looked good in that picture. I thought so too. She actually looked decent there.
And yeah, I have lipedema, but it's like, is that really the cause? And like,
you're welcome in, Steady C.
Who knows what's going on with my body? Cannot, especially if you're in the later stages like I am, just magically eat well and exercise it away. I am living proof of that.
Okay, this right here, this kind of, why is she looking bigger than ever? Because she is bigger than ever. I mean, I'm not trying to be facetious. I really do believe Anna's might be at an all-time high on her body weight at this point. And yeah, Anna, the one thing I really dislike about Anna, Glitter and Lazers here, more so than Foodie or Amber or HFC or any of these other girl worlders, is that Anna has a big following, and she promotes a lot of misinformation. She promotes a lot of bad science. She promotes a lot of half-truths, and she gets doctors and professionals and other people to back up her claims. When later on she'll admit that she was lying, but it doesn't help all the people who believed her at the time. So that's what bothers me, is that she really goes out of her way to validate her false claims. And then that validation gives fuel to other people who believe what she says. I hope I didn't butcher that.
To be really honest, I have done everything right. Just to be really honest, I legitimately feel that nobody has a healthy relationship with food, because it's in, and I hate to say this, but it's not in corporate America's best interest for us to have healthy, balanced.
Kate Winslet nails this part. If you pay attention to one part of this video, watch this, because Kate is great. I'm going to put another link to the vid.
Relationships with food. How can we be sold the diets? How can we be sold the, packaged food? Yes.
I get excited about protein chips. It's who I am as a person.
Some of you will look at this and go, oh, it's a sponsored video, and it is sponsored. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But all of the other things, I mean, it's not just weight loss products. It's also like this guise of health. I think there is a way to get to your healthiest version of yourself without being mean to yourself. And it's also this guise of like all these things you need to feel fulfilled. I mean, right now I feel like we're all peddling this self-care bullshit, and I think there is a way to get to your healthiest version of yourself without being mean to yourself. I have done everything right. It's not.
Her own words bury her. Her own words bury her. She is known for her honesty and her openness. Her honesty, and her vulnerability.
Not even the right bagel.
I have done everything right. And I have to take solace in that I have done everything I possibly.
Anna is so brave and so amazing and just so strong, and just sometimes I start to think that maybe she might be something wrong with her, and then I realize, no, I must be crazy, because she's perfect in every way.
Possibly could do on my own, and it's not worked.
Good job getting out there.
I'm a mess. Just to be really honest. And while we're standing there, this girl came and she was very quiet, and she whispered in my ear and she goes, "Are you Anna?" And I go, "Yeah, that's me." And she goes, she just gave me a hug and started crying. And she was like, I had really severe anorexia and you helped me gain weight.
She's just so amazing. Anna's just, if only we could all be just a fraction as awesome as Anna is, right? If Anna really wanted to change, yes, absolutely. Anna gets what she wants. And what she wants is to make a lot of money and do very little. And I think she's succeeding at that. I think I missed the first part of your comment there, Fiona's mom. But a physical barrier to weight loss, do you mean? I think so. Absolutely. Jizzo, I'm happy to say that I think more and more people are waking up to the truth about Anna. A true tangible physical, possibly. I mean, that's an interesting theory. Of course that's possible. Yeah. So let's share a new video from Anna. Because Anna, all these old videos that Kate Winslet here clipped, this is from when Anna was doing her, "I am so awesome, I am so great, everybody else wishes they could be like me." She had perpetrated that fantasy for a long time. Well, apparently, it really was just a fantasy. Let's hear what Anna has to say about the last few years of her life, and reveals some very, she shows some vulnerability. Let's put it like that. Some honesty and vulnerability, those words that she loves so much. Here you go, folks. Anna being honest and vulnerable. And I think that she's not really being honest or vulnerable, but I think that she's being more honest than she has been in a long time.
I have had a couple like weird DMs and a couple comments about this, and I feel.
Oh, and shout out to Kiwi Farms for clipping these videos. This video is from her Instagram, I think, and these get deleted after 24 hours. So thank you to the wonderful farmers over at Kiwi Farms for keeping a archive of all these wonderful videos. I would encourage anybody who wants to get more in-depth information on any of the grill worlders, go over to Kiwi Farms, check it out. Sometimes they can have a little bit of harsh talk, but hey, if you can handle grill world, you can handle a little harsh talk, right?
I feel like I just need to like address it because maybe I haven't been clear enough about it previously, but there's been a lot of commentary on like, oh, you did all this traveling, you did a lot of this fitness stuff. I don't understand why you needed to get the surgery. This seems to contradict, the life you were living. And to be entirely candid, it kind of does. And that's because
What was that, Anna? I want to read your comments, but I want to replay that. That's a good question, Tucker and friends. I don't know what exactly Anna means by that. I know that she likes to use terms like, oh, my family, when I was a little girl, because I was getting chubby, my family locked away all of the normal food. They locked away threw out all of the good food. And we only had chicken breast and broccoli and other terrible food. So she's not really working with a clear picture of reality. So when she says being mean to herself, who even knows? Like not drinking, not putting whiskey in her coffee. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Yes, and welcome in. If I missed anybody coming in, my apologies. Welcome into all of you wonderful chatters, any lurkers, and all of you fine folks watching the replay. Very much appreciated. Agreed, Elizu. I as much as I dislike Anna, it's for her dishonesty far more than for anything else. As much as I don't like her arrogance and I don't like her obnoxious attitude, if she were at least honest, I'd find her a lot more tolerable. So yeah, let's let this play. Let me rewind this just a little bit because this video is only a minute long. So let's make sure we watch the whole thing here.
I haven't been clear enough about it previously, but there's been a lot of commentary on like, oh, you did all this traveling, you did a lot of this fitness stuff. I don't understand why you needed to get the surgery. This seems to contradict, the life you were living. And
yeah, well, that's a good question. And you could watch any of my videos or anybody else's videos on Anna. Who else does videos on Anna? Chikara does videos. Fit and Full Fat, fantastic channel. I covered her videos a couple times. She has so many good videos on Anna. She just did another fantastic one. But any of these channels that cover her have been saying the same thing, that she's a walking contradiction. Well, barely walking contradiction.
And to be entirely candid, it kind of does. And that's because I hid my pain a lot because I was embarrassed.
Aha, so she hid her pain because she was embarrassed? Huh? The queen of, I'm so strong, I'm so tough, I overcome pain, I have so much pain, but I overcome because she was embarrassed to tell people that she was so strong and that she was able to overcome her pain. She was embarrassed to tell people that she was able to push through all of her pain. How does that make sense? She was embarrassed to tell people that she was so strong that she could push through her pain. Not making any sense, Anna.
Because I felt like it, played into some perceptions of plus size people of what we are and are not capable of. I felt bad because I felt that way. I had a lot of personal shame and blame that I had to get over.
So I hope everybody here is really unpacking what she's saying here. I'm gonna rewind it because I think it's so important. She's saying that the reason why she was embarrassed to be in pain was not because she was embarrassed that she was in pain. It was because she was embarrassed to perpetrate stereotypes about people who weigh 600 pounds. She didn't want anybody to think that when you weigh 600 pounds, you might have pain, because that perpetrates a negative stereotype. It perpetrates reality is what it perpetrates, Anna. So in other words, you've been lying about everything because you want to perpetrate a fantasy. And now you're going to try to tell us how this fantasy that you portrayed was not for your benefit. It was for the benefit of all of the other poor, oppressed fat people. And you were doing it for them. Such a martyr. She's such a martyr. She didn't lie for her benefit. She lied for the benefit of all the other people who are unable to protect themselves like she can.
Because I felt like it, played into some perceptions of plus size people, of what we are and are not capable of. I felt bad because I felt that way. I had a lot of personal shame and blame that I had to get over. And honestly, I didn't even fully understand how much unnecessary pain I was living with until literally the last couple weeks. So
well, that's pretty blunt.
I'm frustrated I didn't do the surgeries earlier. And
so she's frustrated she didn't do the surgeries earlier. Why? You have no results. Would getting them earlier have given you no results earlier? How would that made any difference? Like, you have literally no results whatsoever. That's a fair point, Nutty. But I will say, I think it's one thing to get, maybe 30, 40, 50, maybe even 60, 70 pounds overweight, even more than that. But then to get, 300 pounds overweight, 350 pounds overweight, that's, I think, beyond anything that could be excused away with regional diet. I think that's a little bit too much. Yes, please, Jamie. If anybody else is enjoying this, please do so. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to, accuse if I don't know for sure, right? Yes. No, some more people who cut Anna down to size. Well, Nirvana, I think you convince any person who's not complete nutcase like some of these girl worlders. So yeah, she's frustrated she didn't do the surgeries earlier. Why? Your guess is as good as, let me show you the results of the surgeries here. Hold on a second. I've got she's frustrated that she didn't do the surgeries earlier. Well, here's why. Because look at these amazing results she could have had even earlier. Look at these amazing results here. Over on the left was before her surgeries. Look at that. Her body is just a complete nightmare. Now, after the surgery, look at her. She's like a brand new woman. You can barely even recognize her. Look at the. I mean, oh my goodness, is that Anna in number 2? I thought that was a. I thought that was a young Drew Barrymore. Now, over in this one here, yeah, clearly, look at how much better she looks in this third one. Oh, and now in the fourth one, you can really see the results here. Like now, like the legs and what the heck is she on? What kind of pain pills are they giving out at that clinic? Because she is not clear-minded if she thinks that anything here is something she regrets not doing earlier. There's no difference. You could rearrange these pictures in any order you want, and you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. Yeah. So let me go back to the, oops.
I have had a couple weird DMs and a couple comments about this. It is 2020, but it is.
Sorry, whoops.
I didn't even fully understand how much unnecessary pain I was living with until literally the last couple weeks. So I'm frustrated I didn't do the surgeries earlier, and hindsight is 2020, but it is what it is.
Wonderful. Okay, so video number 2 now. Hold on. To be super transparent, because before she was kind of not being 100% transparent. Oh, hold on a second. I got that. Hold on a second. I'm not sharing the screen like a fool. I don't have the screen shared. Let me share it. Okay. Try this again. To be super transparent, well, I mean, if you got any paler, I think you would be transparent. Oh my goodness.
That was familiar with
my apologies, folks. I did not okay, second time I did not share the screen. Somebody give me a demerit in the chat for messing this up twice. Okay, let's try this a third time now, everybody. I'm such a fool.
And to be super transparent, and I feel like I've said this before, but I'll say it again. When I first started down the road of surgery, it was really because I had lost weight and then I had just stopped losing weight. And I was seeing an obesity specialist that was familiar with lipedema, and she believed that potentially the reason I had stopped losing weight was because of my lipedema.
So the reason she stopped losing weight was because of her lipedema. And yes, oranges, the ankles, worth it. Absolutely worth it. Yes, she is pathological. Welcome in, Pista. No problem. Hopefully you're having a good evening. Welcome in. Thank you for coming by. I deserve it. I deserve it. Yeah, I agree, Nirvana. I agree. Some people, they work all the time, or they don't have access to good nutritional food, and it's really difficult for them to get healthy. Anna has all the resources. She could have been healthy last year if she really cared about it, but she clearly doesn't.
Stopped losing weight, and I was seeing an obesity specialist.
So this obesity specialist their degree is probably not worth the paper it's printed on if they told you that you can't lose any more weight. And that's another thing I want to mention. Credentialism. I think that the number of doctors who have greenlit Anna's surgeries and gaslit Anna's audience have shown that a lot of degrees and a lot of credentials don't mean that much. And even if somebody has a training in their field, it does not make them an intelligent person in any other way. It does not make them an honest person or an ethical person or a moral person. And I think we need to stop presuming that. We need to stop overvaluing credentials. And I do believe there's value to credentials. I believe there's value to training. There's especially value to education. But do not mistake credentials with knowledge. They often correlate, but they are not always, they are not interchangeable. Not at all. And the doctors that Anna regularly parades out to use to bolster her unbelievable claims, I think are pretty good proof of my point.
Specialist that was familiar with lipedema, and she believed that potentially the reason I had stopped losing weight was because of my lipedema. And so she suggested I go see a specialist. The specialist, was Dr. Amron, and he agreed that also might be the case. So
notice how she doesn't say that is the case. She said, sent me to a specialist who might, what was the word she used? Might know
be the case. So he agreed and he agreed that also might be the case.
Might be the case.
So it was decided by multiple doctors working together that this was the best next step.
Multiple doctors working together. See what I mean about placing too much faith in credentials? I don't care if it was multiple doctors or multiple rodeo clowns. These are people who are not looking out for your best interest, Anna. And no matter how well they know how to perform surgery, they are doing surgery they're doing unnecessary surgery. Whether they do the surgery properly or not is a different story. They might be good surgeons, but they're unethical surgeons.
I think going through that journey, I didn't realize all the other ways lipedema affected me because I had learned to cope and deal with them. So as they started to go away, I began to realize the impact it had on my life. And it's just something I couldn't have realized before that burden was taken off.
Okay, so yes, she did actually, oranges. When I don't know if it was Ozempic or Wegovy, it was some type of a GLP-1 drug. I believe that's the correct term. GLP-1 agonist, I think is what they call them. She did use that, and she claimed that she lost all of the weight through exercise, no diet whatsoever. She claimed that she was eating lots of protein bars and protein chips, but other than that, No diet, just exercising using her Copilot app that she was sponsored by. Turns out she was using weight loss drugs throughout the entire time. And only when she was exposed for doing a commercial for those drugs did she admit that she was actually on the drugs. Well, they need to put a warning on there that pi r square, pi r fattening. Anna would spend less, the money that she spent on the liposuction plus the money she spent on the food could have easily bought her like an entire makeover at a real plastic surgery center. I should say that. The ALT center seems like a real plastic surgery center, but Anna did not get the surgery that would benefit her. Oh, so let me put on part 3 video. Part 3. One more video. It's only a minute long. So let me get part 3.
It's like a really huge year of growth for me. I mean, I went through a lot.
Is that too easy? Is that too easy? Yes, it was a huge year of growth for you, Anna. You put on like 80 pounds. It's an incredible year of growth.
Year of growth for me. I mean, I went through a lot of feedback based on the decisions I've made, how I've presented my story. Just, you know, I've been picked apart from every single angle. And at first it really, really hurt me. But I think I've come on.
It hurt you. But Anna, I thought you said you didn't care about the haters and we're all just jealous and we can suck it. But so why? And also, how do you even know what any of your so-called critics are saying if the comments are turned off on your videos? Your Instagram is heavily curated. Your TikTok is curated. There's no actual critique or feedback of any kind. So how would you even know that people are critical of you? How would you even know that unless you're reading direct messages from people, from strangers? And if anybody's not aware, Instagram filters out messages from strangers. You have to go out of your way to read messages from people who are not already your friend. And what I mean by friend is your friend on Instagram. If you have not clicked to make friends with somebody and they send you a message, that message will automatically be hidden. So for her to be getting all these messages, as she puts it, from her haters, it means that she's intentionally going into her spam message folder and reading all those messages because she can't find enough bad messages to upset her in the messages that Instagram actually lets her see. Hopefully I made that clear.
On the other side of this, just a much stronger person. And I've realized that I'm the only person who will ever know what it's like to be me.
Why?
I'm the only person who will understand the intent, the value, or the meaning behind anything I say. And everybody else is just doing their best to interpret me.
I'm sorry to hear that, Beast. If anybody wants to put some hearts in chat for you, that'd be fine by me. Hopefully you get some good news and hopefully that clears up for you. I'll say a prayer for you, friend. Put this video back.
And some people are not going to get me, and that's okay. And some people are not going to like me, and that's okay. But it's not my job to be likable.
Not your job to be likable. You are an influencer. Your entire job is to be likable. You are a lifestyle influencer. Your entire job is to make your life look appealing and relatable. And a big part of that is being likable and accessible. So that's pretty much your entire job. And if you don't think it is, you are wrong. I mean, there's no other way to say that. Let's put this back to the beginning, because I think it's, again, these videos are very short, so I think they're very deep. There's a lot in here, a lot to unpack, as people like to say.
This past year was like a really huge year of growth for me. I mean, I went through a lot of feedback based on the decisions I've made, how I've presented my story. Just, I've been picked apart from every single angle. And at first it really, really hurt me. But I think I've come on the other
Although she's the confidence queen, but people just simply disagreeing with her hurts her.
Side of this, just a much stronger person.
But you already were so strong. How much stronger can anybody get? Like every year, every day, Anna keeps getting stronger. Every time she does a video, she talks about how I'm so stronger now. I'm strong. How much stronger can you get? Like, isn't there like a limit to human strength? Like, hasn't she isn't she must be stronger than the Hulk at this point, because every single video she's stronger than the one before, and she does like 2 videos every day. So she's like mathematically, she's like reached a singularity of strength. She is like the strongest human, the strongest woman ever to have boss bitched.
And I've realized that I'm the only person who will ever know what it's like to be me. And the only person.
You're the only person who will ever know what it's like to be you. Because you don't ever tell anybody what it's like. You lie constantly. That's why nobody else knows what it's like to be you, Anna. Because you won't tell anybody the truth. All you do is lie. That's why nobody knows. If you told us the truth, then we would know. So I guess you're right. Nobody knows. But that's because you lie.
Person who will understand the intent, the value, or the meaning behind anything I say. And everybody else is just doing their best to interpret me.
Nobody else will appreciate what she really has to say because she's just so darn special. She is just so special and so smart and so spiritual that other folks just can't understand her on her level. And that's okay. You know, it's okay that we're just not as amazing and that we're not able to understand how amazing she is, right? Like, we're just not able to do that. And Anna doesn't hold that against us. So thank you for the blessing, Queen.
And some people are not going to get me, and that's okay. And some people are not going to like me, and that's okay. But it's not my job to be likable. And it's not my job to make sure that everything I do in my life is 100% like understandable.
Doesn't have to be understandable. Then why do you spend so much time explaining things?
It's my job to do the best I can to be a good person and to live a good life. So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, then you still failed. Then you still failed. By any metric, you failed. You're not living a good life. A good life would not be lying to your subscribers constantly and then coming clean, as you put it, and admitting that you lied and taking absolutely no responsibility and then continuing to lie and then smiling about it like you're some type of, get some kind of, what do they call it? Narcissistic duper's delight, where she does a whole video saying, yeah, I lied to you, but I'm not going to do it again because I'm so strong now, I don't have to. And thank you for following me and supporting me. You will never understand me. You'll never know what it's like to be me, but I'll still accept your support. How wonderful that she's going to allow us to support her amazing journey. Agreed, Nirvana. Yeah, she's on Perez Hilton level. Seriously. Anna's a good person on the same level as like Foodie's a good pet owner. Okay, let's clear the palette just a little bit. Oh, I like this one. This one's good. Okay, let me go on. I got another video here. Hold on. I got another good one. One second, folks. This one we're not going to cover in its entirety, but ALR's cellulitis it's not funny that she has cellulitis, but it's funny that she lies about it. So that's what we're going to watch for a minute. We're going to close it out with ALR's cellulitis because I personally think this is pretty funny. So let's see just a little bit of this here. One second here, let me pull this up. Share the screen. And I may just be closing it down just a little bit early tonight. I do have a little bit bellyache, so I may be closing it just a little bit early.
This filmed, edited, and scheduled to go up for the next day, but I'm not feeling the greatest, and I'm going to tell you the reason why in this video, so let's just get straight to it. So last week my goal was to follow a meal plan for 5 days out of 7, and I did not do that. I wanted to have like a huge
Crystal Station. I've not really watched Crystal much.
Veggie plate every single day for lunch.
All right, so this is what Amber says she's been eating every day for lunch. I mean, I guess, right? Like, that's a lot of vegetables. It's good to eat vegetables, but that seems like a heck of a large plate. That's just too much food.
And I did not succeed in all 5 days. So my goals for the next week are literally just to win over this like defeat that I feel inside of me. I also want to start drinking 3 water bottles a day instead of just 2. So
she only drinks 2 bottles of water a day? That's really not very much.
I was doing pretty decent. I was staying below the 3,400 calories that Noom wants me to eat. Definitely eating in moderation. So I was allowing myself to have like the unhealthy things. There was one day where
I love Amber's idea of like, well, what I'm going to do is I am going to not restrict at all, because restriction leads to binging, and binging is bad. So I'm just going to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and that way I won't binge, right? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I overate, and I chose like the most horrific foods that day. We are not perfect over here. Like if I woke up one day and I came on here and I was like, you guys, I've been perfect for a full year, it'd be bullshit, because it's not possible. A few days ago, I mean, I'm telling you, it was storming really bad. It was flooding. There was flood warnings. I was out with my mom, and I didn't realize when I got home that the flood was going to be near me. So to get into my apartment, which was literally the only way to get into my apartment, I had to step and walk in water that literally like went up to the middle of my calf.
I had to like literally walk through water that went up to like literally like the middle of my literal calf. So, like, was it sewage water? Was it open sewage? Like, what are you trying to insinuate, Amber?
I was pissed about it. I have lymphedema and lipedema. My skin.
I have lymphedema and lipedema. I have lymphedema and lipedema. All right.
And my body is just really sensitive to things. So I was soaking wet. My pants were soaking wet. My legs were soaking wet. Came home. I showered.
My legs were soaking wet.
I sadly woke up the next day with cellulitis. So there's
She sadly woke up the next day with cellulitis. No, you didn't, Amber. You go to bed with cellulitis every night. You didn't wake up the next day. You go to bed every night with it. I do not believe for 1 second that Amber does not have cellulitis somewhere in her body at all times. And cellulitis is painful. It's no joke. I had cellulitis once a long time ago. It was just, I don't even remember how I got it, but it was like painful and hurt, and I had to take antibiotics. It was nasty.
2 versions of cellulitis.
And it wasn't bad either. It was just like a little inflammation.
There is version 1. I get all of like the physical leg symptoms. Red, painful, like you can tell there's like a massive infection. But then I also get the shivers, and I get 103 temperature.
Because you have so much body fat. When you get cellulitis is an infection of the body fat. If you have a little bit of body fat, there's only a little bit of room for the infection to grow. When you have 400 pounds of body fat, there's a lot of room for the cellulitis to grow.
I am puking profusely. TMI, I have diarrhea. I can't eat for days on end. Or there's B. The leg is red. The leg is painful. And I really just feel general malaise. That's where I'm at here. In both of these areas, A and B, I swell a lot, obviously. It's a really bad infection. So
I love how she's saying that she has an infection, not because she's diabetic, not because she has high blood pressure, not because she eats like crap, not because she has lymphedema, not because she's 400 pounds overweight, not because she's immobile, not because of all of these really obvious causes of cellulite. No, it's because she stepped in a puddle. Because she stepped in a puddle. That's what. Do you have open wounds on your legs, Amber? Are you insinuating that you have open wounds on your legs? Because otherwise, there's no reason why stepping in a puddle would give you cellulitis in less than a day.
Cellulitis.
Or were you stepping in like literal sewage? Were there like turds floating in the water? Like how else could you get enough bacteria to develop an infection within a day from stepping in a puddle? It does not make any sense. You are a lie. You're a lie.
From walking in the dirty water from the flood.
Dirty
and a
water.
part of me like knew that was going to happen. That's why.
Part of me knew it was going to happen. You know why you knew it was going to happen? Because you made up that story before you even stepped in the water. That's how come you knew it was going to happen. Because you already invented that lie, because you already had cellulitis, and you already decided you needed an excuse. So you said, as soon as you saw a big flood, you said, hey, there we go. I'll lie and say I stepped in a puddle, and that's where I got cellulitis from.
I immediately came home and showered. But when you have lipedema...
That's another lie. You did not immediately come home and shower.
and lymphedema, your lymphatic system does not flow the same, makes it to where it's harder to fight infections.
Oh wow, it's almost like you might want to do something about it and try losing some weight. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to give you good advice.
No matter how much you bathe, no matter
how much you bathe, no matter how much you lose weight. No, actually, no, that one does matter.
How much you clean yourself.
No, it also actually, well, never mind.
Also causes poor circulation to your legs. But I stepped on the scale and I gained weight because I'm extremely swollen. Because when you see my weigh-in, when I show you the screenshot.
If it's no matter how much you clean yourself, then why would it matter if you get dirty, right? Like if you can't clean yourself enough to get rid of it, then why would it matter if she showered when she got home? Why does she even bother telling us how she got home and showered if cleaning doesn't make any difference whether or not you get, like, your own story makes no sense, Amber.
From Noom, you'll see that I was losing weight, and then when I got cellulitis, it's like all of that didn't even matter.
We could see you were losing weight. We could see that you weren't. We could see you're lying. And when I got cellulitis, it didn't even matter. Well, you had cellulitis before you stepped in the water, so you're right. This girl is such a lie.
Immediately gained in fluid retention from the swelling. And after I...
So in other words, so when you take the antibiotics and the cellulitis goes away, then you're going to lose all that weight, right? Okay, great. So Amber's going to lose like 20 pounds as soon as the cellulitis goes away, right? Right? No?
Heel, I genuinely, like, I want to switch things up a bit. I want to start feeling like motivated and inspired in a different way because I feel
want to switch things up a little bit. I need like a different excuse for why I'm fat and why I'm gaining weight. So now I'm going to lie and say I stepped in a puddle.
I've just been in this weird lull, literally fighting an infection.
Literally making up bullcrap stories about how I got an infection from stepping in a puddle when I already had an infection from being really fat and dirty.
Currently on antibiotics. Last week I was 517. This week I am 521.6. And it's like...
So you gained 4 pounds of fluid from cellulitis. What about the weight that you were losing? Doesn't that counteract it? Oh, well, no, so you gained 7 pounds of fluid. Okay, so as soon as the cellulitis goes away, you're going to lose 7 pounds? Is that what you're saying?
Like, this is such a pointless weigh-in because it's not real.
It's a pointless weigh-in because it's not... No, it's a very pointed weigh-in because then you can just... Because then you'll know how much you should weigh when the cellulitis goes away.
Wait, I'm just going to keep taking my antibiotics. I'm going to try to be successful in my goals.
I've had cellulitis 3 times.
Did you step in a puddle every time?
Question number 13. Have you ever taken medication to help you fall asleep faster? I actually have. It was NyQuil, totally lame. I've only done it a couple of times because I don't believe in medication for anything. I'm subscribed medication for different reasons and I never take it, mainly because I have kind of like a fear of medication because of how I grew up. So
you're darn right.
I mean, I never take medicine. So when I do take it, it's actually quite shocking. Even people around me know how I am with medication. So
I've been actually, that's part of why I like to focus a little bit on the health and the diet type stuff, because I like covering the girl world, but I do need to mix it up a little bit for myself too. That's why I like to cover the glitter and lasers. That's why I like to cover the nutritional side of it.
Taking something, then they know like I seriously need it, because there's been times where I was literally in agony and in pain and I didn't take my medication. A good example,
oh my God.
I was actually hospitalized. Because I had cellulitis. If you guys don't know what that is, then you should definitely look it up. It was really bad. They subscribed me antibiotics. I know antibiotics.
Actually, I have an interesting one to close it out. A non-girl world video that I was thinking about showing, and we have just enough time to show it. Investigating why so many Malaysians are diabetic. I'm going to post a link to this, and we're going to watch this here. This is some more. Here we go. Here's some non-girl world stuff. Because actually, I was thinking of doing this tonight. Here we go. 1 second here, because that pretty much is the extent of the girl world stuff I had for tonight. So I have one other video we will cut in for the night.
If you didn't already cheat on us with roti canai every morning, but what if our beloved dishes are slowly... Malaysians love their food. Seriously, we'd marry nasi lemak if we could. If you did...
This guy's a bit of an accent, so it might be a little tough to follow some of what he's saying. So I'm going to pause it and help repeat if some people have a little trouble following along.
Didn't already cheat on us with roti canai every morning, But what if our beloved dishes are slowly killing us? So for the next 24 hours, I'm going to test how our favorite Malaysian dishes affect my blood sugar levels. And the results are spicy. This is a continuous glucose monitor, and it's going to be my personal food diary for the next 24 hours.
So this guy's going to be investigating Malaysian food and why possibly Malaysians are having an increase in diabetes.
With Malaysia being one of the most obese and diabetic countries in Southeast Asia,
I did not know that Malaysia is one of the most obese and diabetic countries in Southeast Asia. Who knew?
Taking this challenge to shed some light on one, what our favorite Malaysian dishes do to my blood sugar, two, to better understand the relationship of blood sugar and our daily lives, and three, what can we do about it? Let's go get some breakfast.
Okay, let's see what he eats for breakfast.
Roti bakar. What better way to start off the day than with my personal favorite breakfast of all time? Kaya butter toast and half-boiled eggs.
Okay, so this is a traditional Malaysian breakfast of half-boiled eggs and buttered toast.
Uncle Lim's, and as far as chain restaurants go, I do think they have one of the best toast breads in Malaysia. If you think otherwise, you're probably wrong. I don't know how anyone can look at this meal and think it's unhealthy. A moderate amount of carbohydrates, plenty of protein from the eggs, lots of fat from the butter, and as well as the egg yolks. But most importantly, a shit ton of sugar from all the kaya in here. At first,
okay, so kaya is some kind of a syrup or honey. Syrup.
Glance, there's nothing suspicious, but let's see what it does to my blood sugar. First things first you crack the eggs into this bowl, scoop up all the extra egg. We're not wasting a single gram of protein, guys. Then you add a little bit of soy sauce, some white pepper, mix it right in with the egg whites, dunk it as much as you want, swirl it, and enjoy. The bread has the right amount of toast to it.
Okay, well, I'm going to give my opinion before he even finishes eating it. I can see right here, the problem is the amount of toast. That's just, I mean, toast is tasty, but that's just a lot of freaking toast. You eat that much toast, you're giving yourself a lot of carbs, and it's also got that sugary syrup on there. The eggs, though, that's a lot of protein. That's healthy, but that amount of egg yolk is a lot of calories to start your day with.
It's light and airy when you chew into it. Doesn't feel like you're eating so much bread. Kaya is super sweet. Coupled with the egg yolk and the butter, so creamy. And to top it off, teh tarik. Surprisingly not so sweet. It's going to take about 30 minutes to about a couple hours to see the full effects of this meal on my blood sugar. So let's keep a close eye on this app and see what happens.
For over a century, kaya butter toast has been a beloved part of Malaysia's cultural heritage. Just look at these kids, completely hooked on its high sugar goodness.
It's been about half an hour since I had the meal and my blood sugar is spiking to 142. So the normal range is anywhere from 70 to 100 in a fasted state, and anywhere from 100 to 140 after a meal. Here we're hitting 142, which is a little bit on the high side. We still have 2 more meals to go. I'm getting all that sugar rush. My brain actually feels like really active and I really want to get stuff done. Let's check back in like an hour or 2 to see how my energy level...
I do think one thing that's worth mentioning here is he probably should have done a measurement of his blood sugar after eating some healthy food or some food that he considers healthy, like a baseline, to get an idea, because he might just have naturally high blood sugar, who knows, right? But we'll assume that he's healthy.
Stabilize or get worse.
While the initial burst of energy in my system made me feel like I could tackle any challenge thrown my way, things quickly took a turn for the worst.
It's been about 2 hours since breakfast and my blood sugar is crashing. It's currently at 106 milligrams per deciliter, which is a little bit lower than what it was in the morning, and I can feel it. I'm struggling to pay attention to do work. I'm just on my phone.
And here's a link to this video again.
To do a bunch of things and to get some work done, but now that the sugar crash is hitting, I can feel that the brain is having a difficult time focusing. What's interesting is I'm starting to get a little bit of signals from my body of hunger. I don't think I'm that hungry, but the brain's just giving out those signals because of the crash, because it really wants to stabilize itself.
I had to do something about...
I'm going to say I think he may be playing it up just a little bit for the camera. I mean, he ate a pretty big breakfast, but I don't think it was anything so crazy that it would cause him to feel ill. But maybe he's used to eating very healthy stuff, so maybe for him that is a lot of carbs. I know that I've been fat a lot of my life, so I'm able to process carbs very well.
This sugar crash ASAP. But before that,
if you guys are enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'm on a road to 10,000.
If you're enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button.
Subscribers. My goal this year is to monetize this YouTube channel so that we can grow this team and to keep producing even better quality content for you guys. With that, let's go get some lunch. Raining. It's raining. But you know what? Rain will never stop Malaysians in getting the food that they want. You guys pretty heavy shit.
Rain
Yeah,
or
he doesn't
shine,
seem
day
that-
or night,
that unhealthy.
it's always a good time for nasi lemak.
Okay.
Heads up, the spiciness doesn't do as much damage to my blood sugar levels as digging sambal. Can't believe.
I've gone in both directions. I've eaten really healthy and I've eaten really badly. And I have to say that I didn't feel as much different as some people do. Like some people, they really feel different when they eat healthy versus when they eat unhealthy. I wish I could say I felt more difference, but I found that like the exercise made more of a difference in how I felt. Like as far as like feeling strong and healthy, like the nutrition definitely, like I definitely feel better when I eat good nutritious food, but I feel like the exercise makes more of a difference as far as like how I physically feel.
This peanuts, cucumbers, eggs, chicken. I don't know what this is, but it all goes together. Some fragrant rice, classic.
Okay, this meal looks okay. I mean, a chicken quarter, nothing wrong with that. It's big scoop of rice, a little bit on the larger side, but not too crazy there.
Sambal is a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy. The ikan bilis is as crispy as it can be. You guys eat the nasi lemak with or without sambal? This is what we call sirap bandung. It's rose syrup mixed with milk, and the milk really helps to cut the spiciness if you're somebody
Rose
like me
syrup
who doesn't
mixed
have
with
a very...
milk, he said. Rose syrup mixed with milk. I'm going to assume that rose syrup probably has some sugar added, so it's probably like a sweet drink. I generally advise against drinking calories, so probably not the best choice.
high spice tolerance. This drink is so sweet it could double as a bribe in Malaysian politics. My current level is at 106. Let's see what it gets to by the end of this meal.
I was not prepared for what's to come. Just 30 minutes later.
My blood glucose levels is spiking to 146 milligrams per deciliter.
Feeling like I was on the verge of developing diabetes, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper to
I don't know. I think he's playing it up just a little bit.
better understand the relationship between our food and blood sugar levels.
When we eat any form of carbohydrates, our body turns those carbohydrates into glucose, our fuel for energy. Think of this 1 cup of white rice. When it's broken down, our body turns it into about 45 grams of glucose, or about 11 teaspoons of sugar. Glucose isn't bad, it's essential. Our brains, although only 2% of our total body weight, accounts for 20% of our total energy expenditure, and our body loves glucose. That's why your brain craves sugary foods. It's like a quick shot of energy. But here's the problem. Sugary snacks and drinks cause quick spikes in blood sugar followed by rapid drops. And when your blood sugar crashes, your brain senses this as an energy.
I mean, what he's saying here is, as far as I know, I don't want to get too preachy. I'm not an expert, obviously. But if this sounds correct, as far as I know.
Emergency and signals to your body to eat more sugary snacks to stabilize itself. This creates a vicious cycle of cravings, overeating, and unstable energy levels. In a balanced 2000 calorie diet, you eat about 280 grams of carbohydrates in a day. That's about
what did he say?
You eat overeating and unstable energy levels. In a balanced 2000 calorie diet,
2000 calories diet. Well, first of all, I mean, most men probably eat more than that.
You eat about 280 grams of carbohydrates in a day. That's about 70 teaspoons of sugar that your body needs as glucose. But when we add sugary drinks or snacks into the mix, we overload our system, feeding this cycle and creating insulin resistance, potentially leading to diabetes. It's like filling a car with too much gasoline. It overflows, potentially damages the engine, and it's just a waste of fuel. So the next time you have any sugary sides, think of it as pouring sugar directly into your body's engine. It's been about 3 hours since lunch. My levels spiked to a high of
Let's see his next
selling
meal.
a lot of snacks, and I just couldn't resist. I mean, just look at it. Look at the colors. I don't know what this is, but I think it's something wrapped in sugar.
All right, that looks... I have no idea what that is. Is it tasty? Maybe?
Pretty much, I'm just asking for diabetes. This is just some layered cake. I'm gonna go for this one first. The brown
what is
sugar
it?
inside. Honestly, I don't know what is in any of these, but they're delicious.
Okay, maybe that wasn't the wisest choice.
I'm having another glucose spike at 155 again, although I just had one piece of snacks. So you know what? I'm gonna have some pre-workout. I'm gonna hit the gym. Let's try and burn off all the sugar, shall we?
With that much sugar in my system, I wasn't just lifting weights, I was defying medical science. I had become a ticking time bomb of diabetes, 1 rep away from detonation. But somehow, instead of crashing, I was hitting new PRs. Plates that once felt immovable were now flying up like they owed me money.
You know what's funny? I like this part here where he's like, I don't know if he's just saying this for the video, but if he is actually surprised that he has more strength in the gym after eating the extra sugar, man, this guy's workouts are gonna really start getting good when he realizes that if you eat, you'll actually be stronger in the gym. That's something I learned a long time ago, that yes, if you eat a lot, I mean, I don't mean eat a lot like pig out, but if you eat your fill, you're gonna have much more strength.
I annihilated hack squats to the point where I was seeing stars. Or maybe it was just my pancreas crying for help. But as the high of newfound strength faded, reality set in. No matter how hard I trained, no matter how much sweat I left on that gym floor, I knew dinner was coming, and dinner would undo everything. At this point, I had to accept the truth. My chances of developing diabetes were higher than my chances of growing my calves. And that's a reality no amount of leg day can change.
My blood glucose level right now is at 90 milligrams per deciliter. It's the lowest it has been all day. Let's see if the last meal of the day is going to wreak havoc on my body. We're having none other than
Nasi Kanda Pelita. Whether you just crushed a gym session or stumble out of a club, a late night Nasi Kanda meal feels both sinful and satisfying. But as satisfying as this,
I have to say I'm a little disappointed in this video. I was expecting a little bit more scientific rigor, a little bit more data, a larger data set, like looking at what more people ate. But it was not a bad show. It was interesting, and he gave some good information. I mean, nothing he said I think was incorrect.
His guilty pleasure was the real test would come the next morning when I'd have to face the aftermath of what all this food had done to my blood.
And I think he's a little bit of an alarmist as well. I don't think he ate anything that crazy. I mean, all that food he ate, I still think that whole day's food probably came in under 2,500 calories.
Glucose levels.
I did not expect these results at all. So last night I finally went to bed at around 4 a.m. I woke up at about 10 a.m. this morning. You know how when you kind of wake up and you're just like... That was how I felt this morning. My blood sugar level seemed to be pretty stable throughout the night though. It was around 88 to about 90 throughout the night. Reflecting on the past 24 hours, I've learned a lot about how a sugar-heavy diet can really affect my energy levels. You know, after looking at the huge spikes and the rapid drops in this graph, the way I look at food and sugar has completely changed. Because if
you gotta be kidding me. This guy, I'll tell you, this guy's sensational. The way he looked at food and sugar completely changed. This guy is clearly a health nut. He is afraid of carbohydrates, and nothing that he did in this video changed his opinion, because his opinion was already that every carbohydrate is bad. All right. I think we're going to leave it at that, folks. That's going to be the end of the show for today. Yeah, that end of video at the end was okay. It was whatever. All right. So let's put on a little bit of music and close it out. Because I'm pretty tired. I'm still feeling a little bit out of it. So I'm going to say good night, folks. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully you all had a wonderful evening. Right? Like he's too used to being healthy. Like he doesn't know how to handle eating sugar. Americans can handle eating sugar. Right? He didn't really eat that much, right? I'd be surprised if he even ate 3,000 calories. Good point, Eliza. Good point. Good night, everybody. Good night. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. Thank you all for coming by. I hope next week I have some more exciting stories. This week was fun, but hopefully next week there'll be a little more drama going on. I mean, nothing too crazy, right? All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Fantastic audience. I appreciate y'all. Anybody watching the replay, leave a comment. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you are enjoying it. See you around next week. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Good night. Woohoo. Thank you, Tucker. I will be sure to tell her. Night, night. And everybody feel well. That goes for you, Fiona's mom, Hippieista, anybody else who's going through something. Hopefully you get some good news. Good night, everybody.